And oftentimes, if you all pile onto, if an enemy champions all pile onto you while you're channeling bullet time and the MF dies, they all took bullet time damage while doing so, and then you win the fight with your secondary carry, who's the Azir in this case. So the drop a ward in to see if he could go for the 50-50. They really did account for everything in this early game. We mentioned the neutralization power of Ornn in this lane, so he already has his Negatron cloak online, so tons of magic resistance already picked up. You can just have for free because of Ornn's passive.
And sticks around for the wave and he gets punished for it.
Yeah, and they had control vision in the Tribrush. They had vision around the Dragon Pit. You know, they knew Canyon wasn't anywhere nearby. Yeah.
So just really trying to find it. There's a shove finally here onto Showmaker. Going on in is Duro, and we got the ult coming out from the Jin, and that will be the first blood going over to Gen.G.
Ruler with the prediction on the shuffle. Have spawned. And this play and the counterplay there from Gen.G will actually guarantee grub control right now. Showmaker does have his ultimate available, but it's not anywhere near.
He's going to put down a wall, just saying do not come in here. It's 6 grubs over to Gen.G already as Showmaker trying to go in onto him, actually. We got the Canyon ult as well as he gets the sweep and barely gets out with his life. Gen.G, they do have to stick around, though, after that play, and Duro will have to pay for it, as he will be the sacrifice. The mini-map, Shu actually trying to follow him through the jungle and trying to deny the TP from coming through. We'll see if he can do that, but now the engage comes in from Duro. The TP does get off, and DK are just going to get away. They do get away with their lives for now, but now Beryl, he doesn't have his flash, and down he will go. It's an easy pickup here. Another kill for Ruler as well. Duro, another sacrifice from him as he goes to the right instead of just down. And, well, he'll go down.
Yeah, I suppose, but
X-Tech Soul.
X-Tech Soul here.
High level to carry his team, whereas Gen.G have a lot of threats, especially this Jin, as now Lucid is getting incredibly low, but Duro also is burning down, and that's a Sinjao. You don't want to engage onto that, and now a big bullet time to force Gen.G away. DK in a pretty good spot, some low health bars, but they're up 5-4.
Maker still has his ult.
Yeah, Equalizer in 5, which unfortunately not the best timing for Keen on that one. A 4th shot to come down. He's going to miss, actually. Equalizer is thrown in. A root on Ashiwu, but that is an Ornn. And DK get away with the eye and the win in the fight.
They had the setup there, and we already talked about the zone controls. This could be a dead rumble. I think it likely will be.
Yeah, he is absolutely dead. I mean, there was a ward on the Krugs. I thought he saw Lucid moving over. Maybe he didn't expect 3 people to be coming over. Either way, it's a mistake. With no flash available, he's dead.
With Barrel's shot calling, go up there and get that kill onto Keen is part of why they have a gold lead now. Feats of Strength did go over with that bottom turret being taken here by Gen.G. You know, Feats of Strength have been, I don't want to say overrated, but just not as impactful as they were in LCK Cup, let's just say. Still significant, but I don't think Dplus are as worried with the scaling they have, as they're just going to let this Herald crash. I think with the positioning there, with their aggressive siege, I can maybe look for something. As speaking of looking for something, they're looking for Ruler.
And they're going pretty deep for this one. I don't know about this one, Beryl. The turret will go down, but the bullet time nearly going to take out Ruler. But at the end of the day, it is, of course, Beryl who does go down. Now, they did get the mid turret, as we immediately have a pause.
And I think it will be successful. The question is, what happens after Chovy shows up? Because here he comes.
The Equalizer is very lackluster. It's only helping them actually kill the Otacon. We do have a wall to come down, but he goes down to the opposite side of that, as now they try to go for the turn, as it looks like it will be secured by the Azir of all people, as now they're going super deep. Look at this, Keen immediately going to go down. And DK, they pull it off. Gen.G perhaps not responding on time, and they just got zoned away from the fight. The Voracious Otacon does go the way of DK, aiming nearly gets withdrawn there. Some low health bars, potential for Gen.G to get some extra gold, but
yeah,
doesn't look like, maybe Shu. Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble here. He's going to be knocked back. And the rest of the team, actually, Showmaker going to get the flash out of Ruler, but maybe goes a bit too deep for it, as the first shot is going in on aiming. And look at the left side as well. Gen.G are winning that. And DK, you got the Otacon. You pulled off the impossible, but now you pulled off maybe the worst play of the game, as Showmaker is going to sweep away. It might not be a huge deal at the end of the day, as Canyon going to miss both daggers, actually.
It's fine.
By the way, in live, we're fighting for the streak here. Gen.G, they want to go for this one, but Voracious Otacon still up. on, it looks like 2 of the members. We have a wall coming down, but that's not going to do all too much. Barrel's just zoning them away. He goes into his ult, and he's like, all right, cool story. We got the dragon. The Showmaker goes in, gets stunned, only catches one, but it's the Jin. It's a massive pick. And now the rest of Gen.G are on the backside, but Chovy a big shove to at least get some of this back here. Lucid has to go into his own ult, as Barrel should be going down here. Keen was fighting against 2 people up on the top side. But now finally maybe DK got something going. Canyon goes in, but a ton of damage goes his way. And Duro goes back in, and that is going to mean that Chovy picks up another kill here. And Shio is also not very long. Showmaker, what is going on? What are you doing? Oh, he goes back in, and that's going to mean his death and a shutdown for Chovy's Talia.
You know, 2 plays in a row. I'm very impressed by Dplus. I'm very excited about what they've done. I'm like, wow, you really pulled it off. And this is going to be Gen.G looking for the Baron. Barrel alone will do nothing against this. Aiming doesn't have his ultimate, even though he's fairly nearby. And the Gen.G crowd goes wild.
You predicted, Wolf. We'll see how game 2 goes. Or if Gen.G can even close this one out. I think that one was the play that kind of broke this game wide open, as Gen.G now have a significant lead of about 5,000, a 3,000 Red Bull Baron power play, and they're only getting more. I mean, they're just cycling from every lane, bot to mid, and now they're going to look for that top inner. There's nobody even catching the wave. The whole team is rotating over now because, well, they're not going to hold mid, or top rather, looking for Keen, and there's just no follow-up on that Ornhorn. The equalizers have been a little bit sus today, Keen. I will say that. So maybe some pressure getting to him, but that's okay. They're still winning. Still winning and still kind of zoning with that, I guess is what you can say. But they still get the inhibitor. They're going to get that top inhibitor turret. Pushing for the second one might be a little bit greedy, but Showmaker doesn't have flash. He does have his ultimate. Duro is out of there.
Yeah, he is like, guys.
He's like, nope, we're not.
And I say first dragon, it's the first Hextech dragon towards Hextech Soul, but they're not even on Soul Point. As here comes the Ornn ultimate.
I mean, they're going to get Chovy. He is a big target. The ult comes down, and Chovy's in a lot of trouble. They get Chovy down, but the fight is still continuing. Duro's going in, trying to save Keen meanwhile, as Ruler has a bit of a front line, but Barrel does a good job of zoning, but not quite good enough. Canyon just running Lucid around the jungle, and now he comes out behind aiming like a jump scare. And now we got a couple of tanks here on the side of DK up against 3 carries on the side of Gen.G. And Gen.G from this far ahead, I think they just have enough money. And they will just plop it on the heads of Lucid and maybe Shu here. As Canyon still on the chase.
I think they'll be happy to take this top inhibitor and then fish for anything else they can find, but they don't have to overextend here. I mean, yes, we are 30.5 minutes into the game. Death timers are long, but it was a bit of a staggered fight where Dplus do have those respawns, so.
The most fed member, or at least had the biggest lead on his team. Now we got Canyon in a weird spot here. Doesn't have untargetable anymore. Just going to go forward because he can't go anywhere else. A lot of damage done to the outer members. Chovy getting low though as well. Shu not able to do too much with this ult. Finally gets the knock up here on a Chovy, but down goes aiming, and that means that a ton of damage is just gone from this composition. Showmaker's already dead, and so Gen.G kind of just get to do whatever they want. Lucid, he's so tanky. He's actually quite fed in this game from his first 3 kills, but he can't do it alone in a situation like this. Oh, he's going to get denied from the kill on the Chovy as well.
He's going to have his GA by a little bit more time. I mean, they need time here, or else the Nexus is just going to explode. Like, there's a super minion on the Nexus turrets here. Gen.G know that the respawns are coming through. They have several super minions pushing through the top lane, but with the health bars the way they are, they're just going to settle for a Baron. Pretty doomed. I'm just saying all the positive things about Dplus here that I can. This is my job as a caster, but it's not looking great.
Equalizer here. This is a decent amount of damage, but it's not really used in the fight. Barrel just going to hit the ground, it looks like. Just trying to tank for the team. Just trying to do something. He gets the knock-up in a Canyon, but he goes untargetable. That is Neferi, and this time Lucid doesn't look all that tanky. Not in the face of all that damage. Finally, Showmaker's going to pull the trigger on the engage. Does get the kill on a Ruler. And Drew getting pretty low, but I think the wallets are just too heavy at this point, and Canyon still has his ult. Gonna go in and finish off what is left of DK, as Shu also gets taken out. It's an ace for Gen.G, and that will be game 1 in their favor.
Heartbreaking loss for Dplus. Such a strong start in this game. They kept it even. They had the critical Otacon take, but they fumbled the follow-up. They had the secure of the dragon fight and fumbled the follow-up. And if you fumble against Gen.G, you are gonna get wrecked. And the early game feels great on the bottom side of the map here. Top side of the map is going to be skill-based and how this Keen Shio matchup plays out. Like, I do feel like Shiu skipped the Keen test because he played Ornn in game 1 of the Rumble. Lucid is going to take this crab away. And, I mean, Showmaker has a little bit of control here in mid lane. They're going to look for something.
Yeah, Canyon stunned out of the wall. Little root over it as the flash comes in, and Canyon has to flash to the cone, and oh, the disengaged cone will get the flash out. Here's Chovy looking for the 1 kill on the Showmaker. Will get it with the auto, and now guess who's here? It's Keen. First from the top lane, and that is going to escort Lucid out.
Them, but, you know, I would have figured that would have been the angle.
Yeah. Gwen with grubs, Jace with grubs. Feels like both of those are extremely strong. Showmaker getting in there, blocked by a bunch of minions. Chovy was the one who was taking the aggressive trade and actually kind of lost it towards the end. So, kind of not happy with that. Mountain Drake goes over to Gen.G, and we have another Chemtech Drake.
We delayed the lane swap, but
yeah.
Ultimately we still ended up with this. Lucid!
Oh boy, Chovy way too far up. He's going to try to flash, and Valkyrie, it's not going to happen. Lucid and Showmaker put it together. It's so difficult to get away from both Ryze and Sejuani if you don't have the cleanse. And now TP's coming in. Keen has done a huge amount of damage to both barrel and aiming already.
I don't know about this.
Yeah, Keen's just going to back away, but now we got Realm Warp coming in. Trying to get on top of him. Lucid here as well. Maybe a stun to come down, and under the turret, Shiu just knocks him back with the flash. And it's another kill to DK.
Yeah, they end up making it work here. Now they're going to get a TP here out of Chovy into the bottom lane. Do they commit for another one? There's only a few minions here, but actually the next wave comes over. This could have been too much for Chovy.
Yeah, I mean, he's here very early, and now we have the bailout. Barrel is going to go down, but so does Chovy. I mean, Chovy got a kill, but so does Showmaker. Gen.G on them at the moment. It's just the two of them, though. And I feel like DK could absolutely fight for this if they wanted to, as now coming over is Duro. Gonna engage a bit on Lucid, but again, Lucid's pretty fed, as now we got a join from the side of Ruler. They want to take the fight, in they go, on to Lucid. He is just so dead, even an Impale utilized, and the collapse came in so quickly that DK could not really respond in time.
For them, because they had the Renata ultimate, they were in a good position to contest. They will actually end up conceding their grubs to Canyon, so it'll be a 3-for-3 split. But ultimately, the fight was played out better by Gen.G. So I think it was just a good play and outplay from Gen.G as Ruler flashed.
Yeah, he's flashing on that auto, hit a minion. We'll see if they can still finish him off. They absolutely can. Meanwhile, down on the bottom side, DK get another kill. At least Duro will trade one back. But I think that kill over to the side of DK will be certainly more valuable.
Chemtech Dragon. Like, Chemtech Soul, I think, has its place. And it is, in some cases, when you have like a Gwen, for example, I mean, damn, that's really powerful. But Chemtech Soul on its own, one single dragon, is kind of like, It's one step to a soul, and it's Ocean Soul. So I think the dragon interest not going up too much in this game. Turret interest, though, is still peak. You know, it's still high. It's a good time to kill turrets. And
yeah,
Gen.G are going to look for this turret here. Barrel is shadowing. But I think they have to just go.
Yep, they're going to get the first turret. Actually, it might have gone over to the chase.
Yeah, bottom lane.
DK got the feats of warfare.
Just keep Showmaker safe and deny a dive. That was the best he could have done. Bought enough time. His aiming is now no cleanse.
Where's his barrel? Oh no! The flash heal! It doesn't help at all!
This could be. I think Dplus are just going to have to give this one up with no AD carry here. And
yeah. I mean, aiming was in a position. He saw the Kaisa, stayed around, doesn't have either summoner. And he doesn't even have his support.
Yeah, it's not okay. I'm not going to say it's the game-losing moment, but it's certainly a big window back into this game and full control now to Gen.G, who have the Herald. Duro is Leona.
Yeah, we're just running in the two of them before the team even gets there. This is not looking good for DK. Duro, though, is going to go down, and you know what? Keen at least is able to get the kill. The Impale is also going to miss, as now the stun of the wall, and Shiu's in a lot of trouble. Goes down to Ruler's Q on the flash, as he's not able to get away. Canyon now just going to flash away himself. Showmaker makes his way over, but he's kind of alone as the one guy who can still do damage. And Gen.G are just able to sail away. And look at Chovy in the top lane, just farming it out. Good for controlling objectives and stuff like that.
Longer fights really good for Gwen, really good for Skarner.
He's going to drop a Rift Herald in their face. Hey, what are you going to do about this? We're going to take the fight now. Let's see the Impale as Canyon going to get in there. The Renata ult is pretty good, but he gets aiming. And first goes down Barrel, so the bailout not going to do anything. And Lucid also going to fall by the wayside. Shiu and Showmaker, the two damage stealers, just absolutely not able to do anything. And the follow-up is coming in. They still have the Kaisa ult here. And they get a fourth member as Gen.G just roll over DK in the fight.
A very decisive fight win here for Gen.G, and this starts to feel like the straw that breaks the camel that is Dplus's back, as they're just going to be able to take the dragon from this. They grab the turret in mid lane. A very close game until it was 1,000 gold lead. And so much turret gold goes over. Showmaker will get at least one outer back in return here, and his Rod of Ages is completed.
All right, trying to collapse on a Keen, but he's got a lot of help now, and he has his needles available, so he is not killable. Now an ult gonna come down on a Ziwu, and it's just getting worse for DK. They're getting caught in the side lane, trying to collapse onto a Gwen, who is in a very fed position. And, I mean, there's not even a Baron available, but it feels like Gen.G have Baron with the ability to just roll over these lanes.
Yeah. You know, from here, Showmaker just stays, like he gets the inner, that's a lot of money to arise. But I'm worried about what happens next when we start moving towards these objective fights, because
there's not really anything that they can do at this point in time. Just gonna burst this one down, and well, they gotta get in. The arrow's not gonna hit anything somehow, and they're just zoned away. Not gonna be able to do anything, and now the engage comes in from Gen.G. Getting onto aiming once again, who does have the bailout, but he's still getting just burned through it. It's not enough, and the wallets of Gen.G are just gigantic once again, and they should be able to take this game from here with the Runas Otacon. Heal for Ruler, like he's just so far ahead on this Crit Kaisa.
He does have 18 wins over Dplus in his collection already. I think he's looking to collect the 19th.
Yeah. He is a collector himself.
Yeah. They're just, once again, it's like Chovy and Duro hold the line, because Chovy has an escape, and he can get out. And they don't really have great engage outside of the ult from Lucid. So, like, Duro and Chovy are the right people, and Keen's on the flank, and this Baron is just gone. Lucid's in.
They're just throwing everything at it, and it's not going to be stolen. Nice try by Lucid. I don't even know how he got in there, but man, it just feels like the game is over from here. Keen doesn't have his ult anymore, but he's just snipping away at Showmaker's butt, and he will take him down. Meanwhile, she was bot. Never really found a reason to TP in there because the fight was just lost. Like, Ashe ult went in, Renata ult went in, and they just didn't do anything.
Yeah. I think this is the expected result, Valdez, for me as a 2-0 Predator. But with the game one that Dplus looked so good, and in game two there were certainly some moments. It looked like there was hope, but I think this is the end.
They're just smashing him now, as Shiu did at least come back to the base to participate in the last fight. But Gen.G 2-0, nothing to see here, actually.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.